Hello YouTubers out there, this is the Boob Wasteland Show. And now Mr. Booby, what do we have in store today from the world of television? Hello YouTubers out there, this is the Boob Wasteland Show with your host Jerry Saravia. So let's take a look at the 87th Academy Awards show that I did watch most of last night. And all I could say is that it ran about 4 hours, maybe a little over 4 hours, and that is actually shorter than it used to be. So for those of you who think, oh my god, the award show is so long, you haven't lived, because well, maybe you have lived. But it's not really that important, the Academy Awards, to me. But interesting to watch. But back in the day, and we were talking now through the 70s up through the 80s, it used to run until 2 in the morning. So anyway, now, what's important to mention about this show is Neil Patrick Harris was the host, and he did fine, I thought. But the problem is repetitive with this show. They always do it wrong. First of all, it is the wrong rhythm. It's still too long. The Golden Globe Awards can manage to do it at a faster clip in a little less than an hour and a half than what the Academy Awards last. They could cut down on some things. For example, Best Song. I really don't care. They played Glory from the film Selma, so the fact that it won, maybe a good idea would be once it wins, then you cut to commercial and then they come back and they perform the song. Not all the songs need to be performed. Sorry, I don't think it's necessary, because you have Best Live Action Short Films, or live and Best Short Animated, and those films we don't get a chance to see. We just see a little clip. So can't we just hear a lyric or two from a song and know that it's nominated rather than performing the whole thing? But alright, that's the entertainment value, I guess, and the glitz of the show. Nothing really stood out for me in this show except for Patricia Arquette, who won Best Supporting Actress for Boyhood, and deservedly so. She deserved it. It's a great performance and for a really great film. And the show was, including what she had said in part of her acceptance speech, was filled with a lot of real-world problems that we all go through, whether it's suicide that was brought up, or ALS, or in her case, that women and men should have equal pay. It made sense because the character that she plays is a college professor, but of course I'm sure the point was she's making less than maybe a male professor, so that made sense for her to say that, and she got a standing ovation for that. Other than that, I don't. The problem with this show is that it's not just that it's too long, even for the abbreviated length that it is nowadays compared to back in the day, but also there's nothing there about cinema. Movies are not really discussed. We live in a culture now where we're more interested in the private lives of the actors and directors who are nominated than the actual films that they appear in, and that's a problem. So there's no room, there's no space for discussion of films. There's no way to articulate that, and you can't do it in the Academy Awards. They could do it, but they don't. One of the things I kind of missed that they used to do was they would have the cinematographer, or an actor or director, talking about a scene and how it played out. It would be brief. They don't do that anymore. Plus, now, in the last 2 or 3 years, I believe, when they used to bestow the honorary Oscar, the Lifetime Achievement Award, basically, to whoever was going to get it, now we see clips from it from another show, which is the Governor's Awards. So we don't even see that. That's been taken out, in addition to the Irving Thalberg Award, which was for Best Producer. That's also been taken out. So key elements of cinema are being taken out, and other things that we really should do away with, such as performing the best song of the evening, or maybe just performing the best song of the evening, but not all the nominated songs are still in there. So something's got to change. Now, Of the films nominated, I think Boyhood should have won Best Picture. I did not see Birdman. I don't go to the movies actually as often as I should, and yet my name is Jerry Sadovia at the Movies. That's my other show I do. But I did see American Sniper. I thought that was a very good film. But Boyhood, to me, was so unique, so different from almost anything else I've seen in the last couple of years. I mean, we've had some really great films that have come out at the end of the year. Last year, American Hustle, The Wolf of Wall Street, and now this film. So Boyhood deserves something. Richard Linklater should have won Best Director. You know, it's really not just a gimmick, Boyhood, about the fact that it was shot over 12 years. That's the point of the film. That's the theme of the film. It made sense that they were willing to take that risk and do that, you see, because it's about the evolution of a family. And what better way to do that than to stretch it out? It's kind of like Michael Apted's, the cinematic equivalent of Michael Apted's 42 and Up, or Up series rather, 42 Up and so on and so forth, where he would follow people from when they were children to adults most recently, so over a 50-year period. That's what Boyhood is. It's that cinematic equivalent. So it deserved Best Picture, at least Richard Linklater for Best Director. I would have even given it to Ethan Hawke as well. You know, an award. I mean, it's just an amazing film. I can't even get it out of my head. So unique. And that's what I thought we wanted from cinema. Now, to be fair, I don't know about Birdman. I've heard about it. And, of course, we've seen films about families before, like Boyhood. So, Birdman being about an actor who's considered a washout is nothing new either. But that's okay. It's, like Roger Ebert once said, it's not what it's about, it's how it's about. And Boyhood, certainly, I can't imagine Birdman being better. Let's put it that way. One thing that annoyed me was the fact that Inherent Vice was even nominated at all. I think that's a terrible film, and I really do like Paul Thomas Anderson, but of course nobody cared about that. Nobody even mentioned it because, well, nobody talks about Paul Thomas Anderson, and it was only 2 nominations for screenplay and something else. I think art direction, production design, those elements were good, but not the script. But that's my opinion. So I don't know. I would say let's shorten the Oscars a little bit more. It should run at the same fast clip as the Golden Globe Awards, and I think it's about time that they put in somebody there who, as a host, can do just as good as a job as Neil Patrick Harris, and that would be Eddie Murphy. But Eddie Murphy was offered that position a few years ago, if some of you don't remember. And they didn't quite work out because the one that was going to be orchestrating it or directing the show was Brett Ratner, who's not a very good director, by the way, although I kind of liked Tower Heist. And Brett Ratner made some sort of a comment. I don't even remember what it was about. It could have been about gays, but a negative comment. And Eddie Murphy backed out. So, you know, shorten it and do away with the songs, best songs of the best song options, performing them, that is, not doing away with the category. Yeah, that's about it. Would like to have seen even Bradley Cooper win. American Sniper is an extraordinary film, and this is an actor who's, I think, just going to keep getting better and better. And this is somebody I didn't even care for initially until I saw Silver Linings Playbook, and then finally American Hustle, which are great achievements in acting, I think. So those are my 2 cents about the 87th Academy Awards. And this is Jerry Sadovia at the Movies, hosting the Boob Wasteland Show, signing off.